Alright, so here's the review of the Allen Sport triple bike rack, trunk mounted. Part number is 103DN. I had the double before, and you really want the triple if you are mountain biking, because there's no way you can fit two bikes with the double, because of the fact that mountain bikes, the handlebars are so wide, everything is so wide, it just physically cannot have the clearance for the pedals and everything to not destroy each other's bikes. Even with the triple, you see that it's scratching the car quite a bit with the pedals as it swings back and forth. I try to put in the middle one because up close it's just not going to clear the car, and ideally you kind of want to put it on the most outer ones. This way it will swing straight down, and the leverage, you know, it's not going to be like leaned up to the side. But I will show you how the bikes fit. I was even able to get my downhill bike to fit on this, which by all conventional means shouldn't even fit on this, but I was able to rig it up to get it to work. So I'm going to demonstrate how this thing fits. This is a demonstration of how a mountain bike or a modern aggressive geo mountain bike fits on this rack. Now, to really get this thing to fit proper without it being so lopsided and the front wheel practically dragging against the ground, you actually need a top tube adapter, which I will show. These are the two versions of the top tube adapters. This one is Allen Sport's personal one. I don't think this is really good because of the metal pin over here can actually scrape up against the bottom of the stem, so I end up putting a rubber heater hose from a car on here to protect the top tube. It stretches and it simulates a top bar for a regular like road bike or a cruiser bike, so it will actually be balanced. Now this is the good one. This is the Thule one, and this has a lot more padding and it's more stable, and I'll show you how the bike actually fits with these things. Now here is the bike with the simulated top tube. As you can see, the bike is leveled now and it's much more stable, but I wouldn't transport it like this purely because you still need bungee cords to support this so it doesn't fall down, and you got to make sure that your seat clamp is tight because now the weight is pulling on the seat clamp versus being on the top bar. There's also an issue that it can swing. As you can see, this is where the pedal scratches come from onto the body of the car, and over time these little rubber plugs wear out, and this on the two bike version, it will actually scratch the back side of the down tube or even the seat tube. Same thing with the top ones over here. Now the advantage of the three bike versus the two bike version is that the two bike only has a single one of these straps to stabilize this whole rack, whereas the three bike has two, so this makes it a lot more stable, especially when you are carrying two mountain bikes over here. So let me demonstrate and show you what it looks like when you have the bungee cords hooked up and show you how stable it is. So now I got the bungee cords holding it and it's not going anywhere. This bike is not falling off this rack. The only way this bike's gonna fall off is when the whole rack comes off the back of the car. Now when you sock it down really tight, I've gone 100 miles away with this bike like this, even with two bikes, but obviously you just have to make sure nothing scratches each other. But it really does put a lot of scratches on the trunk. I mean, me and my friends joke and call this the trunk scratcher. Even the rubber padding here left some scratches over here from just being pressed into it and rubbing against the dirt on the car. So it's good. It's in the fact that it will hold your bike, but it's really going to scratch the crap out of your car. So this is ideally for a beater. If you own a beater and you don't care about the quality of the paint, I've had this for 2 seasons and probably put like 1,000 miles on it. Like I said, I can cruise 65 miles per hour relatively comfortably with the way the bikes are like this. Let me show you how this thing mounts a downhill bike. So here's my other bike. You're like, geez, this has got a double crown fork. How am I supposed to fit this onto that rack, especially with no clearance with the shock in the way with those posts? So I'm gonna demonstrate to you. The seat needs to go up to about the same level as the bars, and I'll show you how the simulated top bar can fit on this thing. So as you can see here, I use this and I just clamp one of the legs on the upper stanchion to simulate the stem over here, and you put it on the seat and then just hang it up And see, it holds it just fine. So yes, you can carry a DH bike with a double crown fork on this as long as you have the top tube simulator. And like I said, it's lasted me a season of bike park. And my final thoughts on this piece here is it's dirt cheap. This thing is $50, and I think it's still $50 on Amazon. And what it provides is it allows you to expand your reaches on where you ride on the mountain bikes. It's not the most elegant solution, but if you have like a $500 or $1,000 beater car, it'll hold you for a while. Because I mean, the next step up is to get a platform rack, which you have to get a trailer hitch for, which I have also. And that could be anywhere from $500 to $1,000, depending on how good of a platform you want. And for people that doesn't want to spend that much, this will do for now, as long as you understand the shortcomings, that it is going to scratch the hell out of your car. And that's really, and over time it will also put scratches on your bike as well. Like I said, when it leans up against here, leans up against here, leans up against here, these can put scratches on your bike. So that's it. Any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.